Welcome back, all. You guys crack me up already. I haven't even started streaming and I'm already busting up because you guys are being so ridiculous. You're like, stop pressuring him. He'll stream when he streams. It's not a big deal, y'all. I was just busting. I really like this piece though. I was looking at it and I'm like, dang, this is a really nice setup. The composition might be a little bit better if I cut off some parts, but I really like the way it's set up right here. Like, it probably needs about as much room as this has right here for that, for like the finalized version. Do they have a... I need to look at more Lars art. To see if the back of his cape, Steven Universe. Oh, so the back of his cape is just that same blue color that's around the front and on his cloak. Lars is just such a good looking dude. He looks awesome. Oh, he's hugging. That's so funny. Alright, let's see if we can get started. I was taking a nap. You guys caught me right after my nap. So I'm all tired, dude. Welcome. Will plays mobile games. Notification squad deb. What's up? How y'all doing? Let me get this set up. We'll be good to go. What's another character we can draw that's... Well, I guess I shouldn't ask because I need to find out through watching the show. Lars looks so good though. Oh my gosh. We'll have to see what we can do with him. I liked Lars before he was cool. Unlike you plebs who are like, oh, he's cool now, and now he's my favorite character. I'm just kidding. Let's see. What? Oh, okay. There we go. I need it to be a darker color there, so I can actually see what I'm doing. I definitely want to finish this piece just because it looks so good. Sugoi. Get those nice shapes in there. Oh, that's what I need, some shadows up here in his hair. Here's some of this excess kind of line art going on here. I need to figure out where his cape fits in all this, because like, you should do a reaction to your first video. I almost finished working on Steven. Nice, Taylor. Too bad Steven's such a pleb. I don't know why anybody likes that kid. Such a loser. I'm just kidding. He's alright. He's an okay dude. I need to make these lines a little bit different. I was studying, which I'm kind of happy for myself, because when I woke up this morning, I was like, dang, I have the whole day off. Like, what am I going to do? And I ended up studying for like 4 hours just these different artists and how they kind of go about their pieces. And I was like, oh, it's nice that that's a thing that I do. It's important to keep researching other professionals. Whereas on like another day I might have just been like, I'm gonna go get breakfast and then not do anything productive until later. reaction to my first video ever. Ugh. I feel like it's gonna be not necessarily cringy. If I can find, I don't know if I can find one from like Twitch where I used to stream, which would be one of my first videos ever. But I could definitely look, see if I can find anything. Something like that. This cloak would go like down like this. And then hook back up around like that. And maybe go, or maybe it should go straight down like this, and then angle, and then back up. And that way, you kind of get that shape. No. I like the way it looks here. It's hard to like design some of these final bits. I'll just have them go like this. And have this come out like that, maybe. I like that exaggeration there, so maybe... But I also want to show the inside of his arm so that there's like some clear space in there. Composition! Character composition. It's kind of tough sometimes. Maybe that works a little bit right there. Welcome, Broken Mirror. I sent you a thing. I'm stoked to see some Steven Universe drawings. It seems like everybody really likes Steven Universe. Hey, this is actually really good. And actually pretty cute. I like this. Let's pull this up. Dang, this is like a real painting right here. This is really cool. Oh, hi. That's awesome. I think what really draws it together is these different textures that you have going on. You have like swirly texture, it looks like circles in here, some X's or zigzags, you got your squares, you got your lines, and then you got your really thin lines, which is really nice. That's awesome. Keep in mind to progress yourself in this style, because you also have a difference in lines from the robot to the actual background. So like now you can see that the robot stands out more because you're using a different line size or quality than the robot, and it kind of pops it out just a little bit. And also if you were to take these shapes and let's say, not to draw over your piece, I apologize if that's offensive to you, but not necessarily to have this thick line here, but to make, we're going to go back to like that idea of the small, medium, large, so you have something that's small, something that's medium, and this is something that I'm forcing myself to do like much more often because I wish somebody had told me this. And then let's say start here, we'll do something large like this, and those three things in contrast to one another, because from the large to the small, there's that difference between the two sizes, and then there's that medium to kind of pull it all together to like keep them tethered. So if you were to use that same concept in the background here, you'd have like this one be medium, I'd say. This one's obviously large right here, and then you'd have, let's say this guy be like small. It'd be like maybe something like that, and then this one would come down like this. And then you have the small, large, medium, So it's a little bit different. Maybe another medium would make this stand out a little bit more. There we go. So there we go. So it kind of balances a little bit better. But otherwise, this looks really awesome. Oh, sorry. I wanna put the original back on there. It looks really good the way it is, though. It's really very nice, and I like that. Oh, hi. It's really cool. And the different colors are really nice too. Very nice, very nice. Broken mirrors. No offense at all. I love the mini lessons. Yeah, exactly. I was really worried about my shading. No, the shading was great. Everything in it looked really good. It's just like little techniques that a veteran would know to use, and that's why I'm teaching it. It's because I want you guys to learn this stuff and kind of ingrain it into your brain. Because the main thing that I wish I had when I was growing up, I had a mentor, and he was really good, but he never really taught techniques. He more was just like critical or criticized the way I went about my pieces, and which is fine, you know. It still helped me to improve a lot. I just wish that he would have taught me techniques too, like stuff like that. But I'm not necessarily sure he knew them, and because I know them, I'm gonna teach you guys them. You know, it's important to have not only someone that you can just ask, like, oh, how do I do this, but also, let me see if I can get a leg up here. A leg over there, I have a foot here, and his leg's just like, wee! But somebody to help you learn, you know, on your art journey. Maybe his leg goes down here. There we go. And then we'll do some more color here. Have you met Lion and Steve? No, not yet. I really want to meet Lion. I know who Lion is. Nikita kept showing me Lion, and that's one of the reasons I really want to see the show more. Is because I love cute, like animalistic characters. You know, I grew up with guinea pigs as my pets, so that should tell you something about my personality. I love that like aesthetic. They my friends. And so Lion, I was like, oh, he's a cutie pie. Oh, nice. I think you're like the next episode after where I am at. Kind of liked it where it was here, but oh, I could just have it billow out maybe like that. No, I don't want that. I want that. I want it to be like this. He needs to have it come out though because he's got the glove. And then I need to get rid of... I need like a space though right here for his arm so that you know that there's that spot. But I guess it's fine. I could just redo his arm altogether. Get rid of this. What is that? Shifty line art. Where are you at? There we go. Oh my gosh, it's Alejandro Zuniga. What's up, bud? How are you tonight? They got me watching Steven Universe, and now I'm doing Steven Universe art for them. Nice. The club, just glad Pilfer is keeping up with his thing. Yeah. Oh, dang, you're at the club, dang. It is pretty good. I like it. It's not my favorite thing, but I definitely appreciate it. It's no My Little Pony, that's for sure. As the world crumbles. Like, how dare you? And that's not necessarily a bad idea because it's turned. But I like this flow right here. So we'll see. Actually, I might be able to just have them be an L shape. Enjoy. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. What are you using again? What? Well, I need to get back into drawing. What are you using? I use Photoshop. I'm gonna change the song because I don't like the song. We'll do not this either. What song? What song shall we do? Ah, there we go. Photoshop, Wacom drawing tablet, and that's it. Unless I'm animating, then I use the same thing, or paper pencil, as per my studio. Paper pencil I don't necessarily like as much, just because I can't edit it so easily. I might just have his cape cut down. Let's see what that looks like. So if his glove is here, actually doesn't look too bad. It's not as exaggerated though, but it's still pretty fun. It looks clean. It has a good feel to it. Cut it like right here though. Oh my gosh, what is my favorite anime? It's a tough question. Probably Gurren Lagann. I just need to invest. You still in town? Yeah, heck yeah, dog. I'm at a new place. You should come visit sometime. It's super nice and super not... I don't want to say cramped. The other one wasn't necessarily cramped, but I didn't have a nice setup for like other people to come over. So yeah, you should definitely come hang out. Lagann. Yeah, Gurren Lagann, hands down, best anime. Probably followed by like maybe early Naruto before it got poopy. Because I didn't like all the Shippuden stuff, kind of ruined it for me. I still appreciated those fights though, those were friggin' crazy. But I'm down, you still have my number. I should have your number. Just message me on Facebook and I'll hit you up. We'll watch some anime or something. What? Oh, yeah, make sure you smash that like button. Will knows. That's like the YouTube game. If you're not sending someone likes on their videos that you actually enjoy their content, then they're not getting more viewership. Because it's based purely out of likes. I appreciate that, Will. That's so funny. I'm not even pressing for it, Will is. He's like, what the heck, guys? Let's see. I'm gonna give his whole cape some golden trim, maybe. There we go. I need the ads. Aloha. Welcome, Miles. And subscribe and turn on notifications. Hit that like button. Ring that bell. Let's see if we can get this to come down more like that, maybe. No, I like that open area there. I don't like that it's just this here though for that yellow. I need it to be in a like more of a spot. I guess this cape can come down like this. But it's gonna get rid of this nice design here. That open area. So I might just leave it. We'll see. Let me see. What can I do? Help me cure my Alzheimer's, guys. Hit that like button. Help me rid myself of Down syndrome. Hit that like button. Yeah, see, I don't like that shape there. I mean, I could make it go like this, but it's still not as appealing as like this nice corner cut here. I was going to for yesterday. I think after the stream I just went to bed, or I made dinner and then went to bed. And today I woke up, studied, as I said prior, and not to be like a drama alert or anything, but my dad was in surgery today, so today has just been like, I basically just ended up sleeping. It's like emotionally taxing. But he's fine. Everything went well. Thank you. He was floating through the door earlier. Looks like I'll be back in a few. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Oh, why'd you retract your statement? He was floating through a door earlier. Oh, yeah. You should make the thumbnail then. Oh my gosh, my hair is such a disaster in the friggin' video. Where's my hat? I need to cover you guys and find my hat. Where's my hat? Can I reach it with my foot so you guys don't see me? I found you, hat. I can reach it with my foot. Heck yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna put on my hat. Ew, Pilferpup's hair is a mess. Good. Too bad. Welcome to the real world. I bet I look like 1,000 times cleaner now. Get some fridge art. Oh, got some fridge art. Nice. Yeah, I literally went from like waking up to working out, making coffee, and then this within the span of like 30 minutes. What do you know? I like this chill music. Let me see what you guys got. There's only that one piece in the fridge. You guys didn't post anything in the actual... Oh wait, no, you did post in the actual fridge. I was looking at the other place. Yeah, make sure you're posting in the fridge. That's what the fridge is for. Otherwise, there's no point. Let me open this, copy image. Ah, this is actually really cool. I like that background. They look really neat. I like this a lot. What I was gonna say about this is actually the you have this contrast between these shapes here and that background. So that background is like a lot of information just like going by really fast, and the shapes are they're like very subtle and not too detailed. So because you have those two different things going on, it creates a nice contrast and also pulls the eye in. Because if you were to do the opposite, and let's say you had a ton of information here, let's say like this, as you have, and it's just like a lot of lines and kind of like language going on. It's like rah, 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 like static. Let's say that's what you did. I'm trying to put enough there so that you can actually get an idea of what I'm talking about. And then if I were to do this and have, let's say, just a second. Inverse. See, now they stand out as equally as before because all the information's here. Although it's better the other way than this way because since there's less information, your eye goes to this part that's less information, which means that your eye's like over here somewhere, or maybe down here, probably over here, because this is the softest, easiest part for your eye to just settle and rest and not be like, oh gosh. It's kind of like, imagine this is you working out, is all this line over here. Well, obviously you want to rest, you want to like not be working out. As soon as you're done, you're just gonna chill over here. So in contrast, it's the same thing. Your eyes settle over here. You know, this is where you sit down when you're taking a long walk at a park, as in these two spots. And because they're kind of close together, I might have had them kind of like, let's say this and this, so that they're kind of not connected, but like one behind the other. Like, let's say that. And then this guy's blue. So let's say like this, and one behind the other, just so that your eyes will rest like right about here. Because with them, oops, with them not like that, your eyes will be like, well, do I want to sit over here or do I want to sit over here? You know. But yeah. Otherwise, this is really cool. I always like seeing your art, Miles. Your thumbnail says Pokemon. Yeah, I know. I need to have different thumbnails, but it's hard because I make the thumbnail after the stream based on what the stream's about. So when I put up a new thumbnail, I need to spend like 10 minutes prior to stream setting it up, and I haven't acclimated or accounted for that time in my day to be like, all right, well, I'm done going to work, coming home, working out, and then doing the stream. But then I need to put the 10 minutes. But on days that I don't work, I normally go like from working out to showering to getting ready to streaming, and then I would still need to put that 10 minutes there to like set up a thumbnail, a new one for it, because I still have to put time after the stream to create a thumbnail for the stream, so that when it's done uploading, as I'm editing it while it's uploading, to put it there. So like, the stream's 2 to 3 hours, and then there's an extra hour after the stream of me like working out a thumbnail, and then also after that I do I do like commission stuff for 1 to 2 hours based on the day. Sometimes even longer than that. Obviously, like today I did like 3 hours of commission work. So, you know, it's hard to spread time around like that. I'm trying to get better at being more like professional with my stream. and making it more, I guess, like professional looking. It's not easy, guys, alright? I'm trying my best. I like that muted color here. I think this might be too bright. Yeah, that's too bright. I need to say like that, and then I can do like image adjustments, levels. Be like, what does this look like here? Yeah, he stays about the same. That's actually really good. Oh, it's because I'm just on that layer. So if I were to take the whole piece, I'm gonna be really sad if I mess this up. If I like accidentally save and close it. There we go. I could do something like that. See, that looks alright. It's just like a painting of Lars. I like that color. Like this, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So now we have this bright spot here. And that's kind of the idea that I was looking for in this piece. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that and we're gonna press that concept a little bit more with that color. I'll do some like orange here. Maybe like this, and then kind of playing off that same idea of like the previous piece. I do want it to be straight though. There we go. There we go, now he stands on. Do I draw my life next? Oh my gosh. A draw my life would be too much of a downer, honestly. I could do a draw the positive parts of my life. I presume, I promise it would be very short. That's one thing that I was like thinking of when that started being like a thing. Is like, man, I wish I could do one of these, but it's best that I do not. It would probably go something like, oh, 2000 whatever, we'll skip this year. 2000 something else. Alright, let's skip this year. So we got 2018 now. I drew a lot. I went to class. We got 2000, you know, 2006. Let's skip this year. No, that's too much information there, so we're gonna blur that out a bit. Let's see. Hello, James Kohler. Thank you for joining. Definitely drawing while not streaming. Well, it's hard to say because I love you guys. You guys are awesome. It's like when I was streaming before and on Twitch, I had more people watching, but none of them really conversed. And when they did, it wasn't as involved. Although with the Discord now, it kind of makes it easier to be involved. And so it makes it like really fun now to stream because it's always, you guys always crack me up. And I know I don't show like super mega omega like hyper enthusiasm, but I'm also like trying to work on the piece. And it also depends on energy levels that day. But but it's pretty fun. However, drawing while not streaming is just easier. It's like, it's calm. I can do whatever I want. Which technically I could with the stream as well, but I like to make the content a little bit more less of me practicing, because when I draw by myself, there's a lot of practicing going on, and I don't like working on commissions while I stream because depending on what it is, for one thing, and for two, it's there's a lot of new techniques that I've taught myself that I employ, and they're not refined, so it becomes like kind of awkward when I make mistakes. Like the other night when I was streaming, I was making a lot of mistakes, and it was getting frustrating, and I was just being like silly with it, but I also didn't want to sound like I was being like serious, but it also kind of was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing, and like I hate I don't like making mistakes in front of other people, like, for reasons. And so in that, I like to draw by myself, unless it's something like this. So yeah. Welcome, James. I'm trying to get better at anatomy. Can you tell me how I do that? What I just quickly sketched. Oh, of course. So, hey, that's actually really good. I'm gonna pull this up. So what you didn't notice that you did, because like, you're obviously new with anatomy, which is perfectly fine, but what you did do, I like this Facebook sketch site, that's awesome. So with anatomy, you actually, and this is just awesome. I love that you're employing these advanced techniques of lining up the head and making sure that things are, you know, what am I doing? I'll just do this. Where's the square tool? So, for one thing, if you really want to master anatomy and you want to just practice it, grab a sketchbook and go draw your parents or like whoever, anyone, literally anyone. Watch a show like not Steven Universe, I'm sorry. Anything live action, not a cartoon, never a cartoon for studying, unless it's character design specifically and understanding why they chose the decisions they did for that cartoon. But if you want to learn anatomy, somebody that surpasses me, and they're 10 years younger than me in terms of not just anatomy, but like gestures, which is like how the person's standing, what they're doing, you know, their expression, the feel of that character. She goes to coffee shops and she sits there and draws people all day. And she's so good. I'm like, she's the one who sits next to me at class that I was telling you guys about. She's so good that like, I'm just blown away every time she draws anything. It's so awesome because she understands like the most important thing you can do when practicing is drawing from what's in front of you in real life, because any character you've seen in a show or anything you've seen in a show isn't drawn from nothing. It's drawn from something that exists. So with what I was going to explain that you did here is you have that 3/4 angle that I was talking about, and you also employed this technique, which is really good. You have it like here, but what you would do is do kind of like when you have a circle and you were to draw a line around it, it would go like this. You know, if this is the circle, it goes like this, and then it can go like this, because you know you're drawing inside the circle. So you wouldn't really get this flat thing, which is fine either way because you're still learning. Obviously it's all right. But you do that, and like this, depending on where the head is. And that's exactly what you did, and you have a little bit sticking out in the back, depending, like that. And then you can have the eyes. I usually do the pupils first for that, because in anime you see they have like, ew, ooh, ooh, woo, big ol' eyes, ooh, woo. But what I do is the pupil first, and then that'll decide the expression that I want, because either way the pupil's always going to be that same size. So when you do pupils, you can cut away at it with like, maybe I'm a little bit more tired, oops, and do something like this. Or maybe you want like a brighter expression, so you have that. Let me get my correct thing back. I'm gonna use the black here. Pupil again, and then you'll have like, oh wow, I'm surprised, you know, surprised, tired. So either way, that pupil's always going to be the same, and you don't really need to think about what's underneath the eye, because that's implied when you're looking at it. Like when you look at somebody's eyes, you never really think of like the outline. You always think of like the pupils themselves. And you can be like, what? You know, you can do that too. So that's what I would do. So with this is great. You did good here. I would put the eyes probably along this line right here. Somewhere like that. And then this is just a big forehead, which is fine. With hair, if this is your head, the hair has a spot like right on the back. You can feel it, or you can look in the mirror or look at somebody else, and you'll see like all your hair kind of comes from that direction. So you'll always start there with your lines and move however you want to, depending on the character. Maybe something like that. So you'll do that right here, kind of like this. The ears line up with the eyes. If this is the ear, this corner right here lines up with the eye right here, the corner of your eye right here. There's always that straight line. So like, see you're here. It's a bad example because it's at like an angle. But yeah, that'll always line up. And then with the mouth, it'll always go, if these are your two eyes, your two pupils, just in normal resting, like they're not looking any direction or whatever, the mouth always lines up with these. The corners of the mouth always line up with the center of those pupils when they're resting. So just keep those in mind as just the early techniques. And I promise if you just think about that, what I just explained, while you're drawing, you don't have to be good at it. You don't have to do it right. But as long as it's in your head, it's going to happen. As you draw more and more, you're going to automatically use that correctly. And that's what's important. People make mistakes. That's what makes you special. Yeah, it's true. That's an ad at the top. That's an ad at the top. Oh, I see. Don't feel bad when you make mistakes or uncomfortable. We are all friends. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Thanks, Will. /87:. I guess I'll give him the 5-finger hand. It sounds like I'm gonna slap him. You had better be careful if I'm gonna give you that 5-finger hand. By the way, this background looks friggin' super good. And then I also want to make this blue right here. It's awesome. And then he's got some white, so I'm going to use this pink again for his pants, even though they're not pink normally, but it looks close enough to white that I can get away with it. And also it'll keep those colors in tandem, like correctly moving together. So what when you make a piece, any art piece, you choose these colors for your piece, and then you like a handful, like 5, and then you use those colors throughout the whole piece. You try not to move away from them. You can connect them by blending them together, and it'll make everything kind of fit together really well. And so in this piece I have like the orange and the yellow, and then I have the pink, the bright pinkish purple, and then that blue. And so maybe a light blue here. I might get rid of that. That just happened. Looks pretty good though. And so when I want to shade the pink, I use this blue, this dark blue, to shade it. Or I could also use the dark orange, but it's not that dark, so it won't be too interesting. I could have it a little bit on the back here as like that warm color to blend in, to make his head pop out a little bit. But as you do that, it keeps everything nice and tight together. Will, how is everyone's day? I hope you all are doing well. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make it nice and dark. We'll use this orange similarly to make that blue cape darker. So now it almost looks black, but it's actually not. It's just the difference between that blue and the blue and the orange. The fact that it's seeming like such a dark color. Dang, I kind of want to have this done by tomorrow just so I can show it off in class. People are way too obsessed with Steven Universe in class. And I just want to be like, hey guys, check out this super cool art I did. You mad jelly, bro? Be like, oh my gosh, Pilferpup, you're a hero. And then they'll pick me up and throw me in the garbage. They're not very nice people. Just kidding, they're actually pretty alright. Live chat, how was your day? I know what live chat is. Let's see what else we got. Dang, look at Miles being so violent. Watch this. Miles, why are you so mean to people? Why are you so mean to snake puppets? That's a real life image of Miles, obviously. That's what he looks like. It's just a doggo. Just kidding, Miles, you're fine. I think his arm needs to be a little bit longer. I'm gonna converge these together, make it very nice, very nice. And then what I do need to do though is make his. I need this. A little bit of that yellow here, blended into that blue. We'll pop it out so it looks like it's coming away from the character. Actually, it should probably be like over here, maybe a little bit. Work on something like this. I don't like it. Oh, the live chat of this. Everybody is nice and friendly on the inside. Yeah, it's true. I look like a banana with eyes. Banana Joe is my second cousin. Oh gosh. Banana Joe. Who's that character from SpongeBob? Oh, it is. This is what I imagine you're talking about. It probably is this character. I presume you're talking about this guy. Unless you're talking about this guy. So let's see. We got this. I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter right here to make him seem darker. This is some Donkey Kong Country song here. Right. Yep, it's definitely Donkey Kong. Dinky King Country. Pantry. I'm gonna do it over here. Maybe some little lines of pink. No, I can't. Yeah, it is. That is my puns are such a split. Oh my gosh, you and your puns, dude. You're ridiculous. Let's see if we can get rid of that line art altogether. Soon. So what we want to do now is we have the feel for the piece. I really want to change this arm because if you get rid of the line art and just zoom out, it's just an arrow. The rest looks really good, but you want that to look really nice when you like zoom out of the piece. This actually could go a little bit more cleanly into his body, I think. And then, there we go. I'll definitely have to watch more Steven Universe tonight then. So far, my progress. Let me see. It better be in the fridge. Oh, this is so good. If you post that on Twitter when it's done, oh my gosh, people are gonna love it. And the background looks great, dude. This is so cool. I do like that he has this glow behind him, but not the other characters. That's really good. What I would do, because this is really nice, I like all this, but on these other characters, I don't recommend using the glow, because then you're going to wash out your piece. You're just going to have like white everywhere. What I would do is when you do color them in, let's say she's like, I'm colored in, you know, look at me. I would use, after you color them in, make them not as bright as him, just a little bit darker, just a little bit. And then where the light is coming from, because it's going this way, you want to have just like a nice little rim shadow like this. Just a little bit, just to pop them out so that you know that this object that you put in your piece, that you decided to put there, is communicated with them. That like, a lot of times people will be like, oh, there's grass in my piece, and then there's the sky, and then there's the sun. But what they don't communicate is that the things that are in their piece, their art piece, they need to all like touch. So if somebody's foot is on the floor, I'll get rid of this. If his foot, let's say, was like touching grass or on top of like a grassy hill or whatever, you wouldn't just be like, oh, you know, he's on the grass. You'd have it like, you know, when it touches the grass, like when you push into something soft, you know, the grass kind of comes out. And it's that same idea where, you know, you have all this stuff, you know, touching each other like this. And so same with like the surroundings of what you have. Not necessarily all this, because they're in space, so light wouldn't hit or wouldn't necessarily like reflect off of other stuff, because it's like thousands and thousands of miles away or layers away, and it would be hard to use this color on him like that. But anyways, that's just what I was saying. It's like use maybe a little bit like that to communicate that they're in the same place. But that looks awesome so far. I'm like pretty mad jelly. That's really good. That is what cats are even. Your cat sounds like a devious little kitty cat. Wah, 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 wah. That's Yoshi. Right, so we're gonna get rid of this, get rid of that. I'm gonna converge these two because I really like the way this looks here. It's awesome with that white background, but I want that color. Maybe give me that 4 pixel. I kind of want this to come down like, okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. And then this can come out a little bit more like that. And then we'll just say that that's his arm. And then his shoulder, maybe like right here. So it's about the same width as that. I want to give him a cool design for like the back arm, because he's got such a neat pose. Is this Earthbound? No, it's not. That's Zelda. No, it's not. It is Earthbound. Right. I wish it would tell me what parts. Oh, okay. It's 32 minutes in, which is. Oh, it is Zelda. Oh, yeah, of course it is the lullaby. Are you ever exhausted the night after your streams? Well, to give you an example, last. There are. I guess the easiest way to answer that question is like, it's not just the stream itself. It's like everything else as well. Like how hard you push yourself beyond just streaming. I mean, I do obviously get burnt out, which is why I'll disappear for like 2 to 3 months at a time. And it's just because it's like work getting really intense, life getting really intense, because even besides like streaming and art, you know, life can really give you the good old 1-2. But you know, that's just part of existing. And then there's work and you know, stuff like that, so it really depends. But otherwise, not usually. You know, I used to be really bad at sleeping when I streamed many years ago on Twitch, and I would only get like 5 to 7 hours of sleep a night, which 7 hours you can say like, oh, that's not that bad, but it is if it's every single night and you're already like exhausted as a person and you never let yourself get like recuperated. So that's a thing. I want like a nice pose for his other arm. Maybe he has it like down here. I have a habit of pushing myself too hard because I feel like I need to make up for lost time. to put it shortly. So if his arm's up here, then this arm needs to be down here, and then this needs to be here. And so that'll usually push me to the brink of non-existence. But with a great stress and forging, you know, like a sword, the harder something is, the stronger you become through it. And so I'm a firm believer in it's okay to push yourself as long as the end result is like to be a better version of yourself. You know, it's like getting sick. It's important that you get sick because it means that your body's working, or rather like your immune system's working. So it's important to struggle because it means that you're becoming a better, stronger version of yourself. So anything in life that's hard, remember that like, oh, but I'll be better after I get through with this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling. Who knows? Life lessons from Pilferpup. Just rambling. I'm like an old man already. This stupid arm, I can't figure out like a nice... I could have it just like... Can have it be like that. No, the hand on the hip like conveys a very important expression of his personality, like I'm the boss. So it's important to have that. But his back is probably like honestly right here because he's a pretty skinny dude. I don't know how he's actually standing. Maybe like this. His butt's here, his other butt cheek is here, and it's just like, yeah, I'm Lars. I'm cool for days, dog. Like one of these bad boys. So his arm would go like this. I sent pictures of previous cat on Discord channel. Oh, nice. No, what a cute puppers. Seems like a happy puppers. Ugh, I can almost smell his breath. That's Will's dog. What a cute dog. Animals are so pure. They'll never betray you, even if they're hungry. Except they totally will. So I think that's what we need to change is his cloak needs to come out like this, maybe. No, his cloak needs to go down and like this. His shoulder, arm. This is what I'm talking about by not liking the struggling aspect of it. But it's fine here. It's about the same place that it was before, but it needs to have this spot right here, that open spot. Can I exaggerate his arm a bit? There we go. So if I do this, and then I want this line and this line to point at each other, so it conveys the fact that his shoulders are in a direction. Because even though you can move a shoulder separate, in terms of animating, you want them to be opposite of each other. Like, you can have them up, you know, like the head here, like, I don't know. Like, who knows? But if you're animating someone, let's say, like, throwing the ball, you want this shoulder to line up with this one down here, so that you know that this one's like loosey-goosey, stuff like that. So I'm trying to have it line up like exaggerated too. So it goes up here. There we go. That's awesome. Now his elbow will stick out enough to give an expression to this side of his body. And then his arm over here will be like, this is what I need. Can I do this? Like, I'm the best. It's gonna be my... There we go. This body language looks better here, but what's it called? I need to just advance his expression with this a little bit more. Can you do that? It's a little more relaxed the other way. I'm not gonna draw tonight. I'm gonna resume drawing on Wednesday because that's when I get my $70 drawing tablet. Welcome, Mooks. I think you should still draw tonight in regards to the fact that you're getting a $70 drawing tablet, because every night that you put off drawing is another night you could have drawn and improved yourself. Consistency in drawing will streamline, because like, let's say, have you ever gone and played, like, let's say soccer? If this is a timeline, right? And this is the time you start playing soccer and this is the time you end. You're playing a lot, right? And you're like, oh, that was great. And then let's say this is start. this is like your energy level, right? You're like, oh, I'm playing soccer, and then you're benched for like that much time, and then you're playing again, and you're benched, and then by the time you get about here, you're not gonna be as like energetic about it. So it's the same with like drawing. You want that consistency, because the time that you keep stopping, you're like, you have to start up again and practice more. So you want it to be like consistently like this, because when you start again, you don't want to be like out of practice. That was actually a really bad example, and too bad. Sometimes that's gonna happen. I'm gonna give really poor examples. Practice does make perfect. That's true. Except you can never be perfect, so don't even practice. You should just not even draw. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. You should always draw. Let's see. Puns are on point. Perfect. I know, but I have to work on my piano that I've been putting off. I think that's a good reason. Yeah, that is. Fair enough. The cool thing about any practice at all is the more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you'll want to do it. I've gotten to the point again where... Where's my line art? There it is. I've gotten to the point again where all I want to do is draw and practice, and like I want to stop and play video games sometimes, and I'm like, dang, like I miss playing this game or that. And that's why I let you borrow my PS4 mooks, is because I'm like, I don't even want to play anything anymore. I just want to practice. I just want to draw and improve my skill. Something like that. I'm just gonna do this as like the baseline art to give it a nice curve. Because I don't even want to play games anymore. I just want to practice more art, and it feels good to be back at that point. And that's what I posted on Twitter. It's like, it's awesome to be back at that point where the only thing that matters is improving. And that is a real thing. Like, I'm not just saying it because of me as a personal like artist, but rather like you yourself will also get to that point if you just practice enough to allow yourself to get there. It's not the easiest thing, but it is something that exists. Anyone can do it. That's awesome, the Steven Universe theme on your piano. I think after I stream, I'm gonna go work out again. It's the same thing as what I was just saying about like doing art all the time. I've gotten to the point with working out that because I've been doing it so much, so frequently, that I want to just, I want to do it like more and more often, because it's like, it's kind of like making money, where it's like, oh man, it's nice to have all this money, now I want more of it. You almost become like greedy about it, which isn't bad. It's more like how you utilize that greed. You know, use it with for good purpose. Don't be a bad person with money. Which is what studios are sometimes, usually. There we go, that's a pretty nice shape language right there. So I can have his body be split between this and maybe like this. No, I don't want it to be so high. Now it just looks like a dress, kind of. Let's see what that looks like. What other song? Is it the Pilferpup theme song? Because if you write me a Pilferpup theme song, you know, I'm down. It'll be canon. There you go. And then something like this, I think. Where's that song that I would always play? It's not this one. Oh, here it is. No, this one. There we go. So, he looks alright here. I don't like this. Let's do that. That's pretty good. I don't know if I like this part down here. I might just want it to settle. Let's see what it looks like when it just settles. It's like that. Compared to this, they both look like pretty good, I guess. If I erase it, oops, can I erase that? What if I went higher like this? What if there was just more action going on over here? Because the idea is you want I know it's all zoomed out, you guys can hardly see it. I'm trying to get the information here and here to line up so that with composition wise it's these three spots, and then there's not this up here, even though it doesn't look like it will also technically be a spot, but it's drawing the eye in, and then this shape here should be like this, so it kind of leads in a circle. Oops, I got rid of it. I removed his arms. I need to put another like banner like how I have the Pilferpup up here, and then the characters over here, that says like, comment, and subscribe. I can get rid of some of this shenanigans over here. I think that was another thing, is that he needs to be skinnier maybe. There we go. Like this. Because Lars is a thin dude. No, maybe not too skinny. Something like that. I'll use that pink on this side for the lighting, and it'll also draw the eye in a little bit. I know I'm going over like the work that I've already done, but I'm trying to make this nice because I'm gonna sell it as a print. I will draw me tomorrow as a random object and suggestion. Sounds good. We have just as many likes as viewers. Well, yeah, now we do. Unless people start disliking. So earlier, while I was first streaming on YouTube, I had this viewer who was kind of a crazy person. Ooh, I just came up with an idea for this, by the way. I'll finish the story in a second. So if I do this, I do it like that. Pilferpup, finish your story. Just a second, guys. Hold on. Wanted this to be here, maybe a little bit higher, and then also here. A little bit dimmer, like this, so that way it communicates that his legs are there. But it needs to be like... I don't know. I might like it as much as like just having the cape come down like this. This is too simple though. I need more action going on. I might just have to redraw the whole thing. Let's see what happens. We're just gonna speed one out real quick. So we got Lars, this dude. So this guy, when I first started streaming on YouTube, I hope the music isn't too loud. You guys, let me finish my story and I'll look. You know what? Fine. The story can wait. Also, another doggo. This is awesome. What a cute puppers. Oops. Kawaii! Kawaii desu! Puppers loves you. Let me see. We should keep... Oh my gosh. This doggo is pretty fantastic, not gonna lie. I like to think that it's actually a couch and people just like get rid of this right here. And people just like sit here and play their video games. Like here's the controller. They're playing their video games. It's just a couch. It's furniture. Furniture dog. We have 7 subscribers. Oh, 7 likes. Thanks, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that. You're the official Pilferpup sponsor. More doggos. We need more doggos. I can't tell if y'all are posting like art or just dogs in Discord. You need to keep general to discussion and art posting or actual fridge. There we go. Thank you. Post the art in the fridge. Miles, this is so good. I'm not even joking. This is actually, like, compared to just yesterday, this is actually really friggin' good. I'm not just saying that either. You're legitimately improving drastically. like this curve that you have right here alone shows like such improvement. The ear kind of lines up with that thing. Remember that. Okay, so this is the next thing I'm going to teach you because you're improving really fast, and I want to keep that going. So you have this guy here, those lines like this. Remember that half this, like not even half, like this section right here. Let me see if I can do this. If this is the head, and you have this going on like this, and then the neck like this from like an angle. This looks awesome because you have so many different angles here. That's really fantastic. Let me see if I can do this correctly for you, because this angle itself is really hard, but I want to show you this section here. You want like kind of a square or like a mask at the front of the face, so that way you know that that's just for the face itself, and then you can connect that ear there. And it's going to be hard to do at the beginning, but if you practice just that, realizing that, it's going to be great, because you want that ear to be like right there, right under that jawbone, and then forehead. And this looks really bad, but apologize. And like you did with the hair, that looks really good. I would practice with your hair instead of just making it a shape. Try and visualize it like I described, where like if the hair is coming from this spot here, you can have like lines coming out kind of like this, but you know, make them look fancy. The idea is to practice this stuff as you're doing it, because it might not look the way you want it at first, but if you employ those tactics, you'll force yourself to learn them. But this looks awesome. So like what I was saying with the hair is like start here at that corner, and then maybe come out, you know, however you decide to, but make sure that it all kind of connects, so that you can visualize kind of what they're doing. I'll show you an example. Is it Roberto? That's Lars's brother or whatever. Roberto Steven Universe. Because I was looking at this the other day. Is it Robert? Roberto? What's the friend's name? There's so many spoilers on here. It's this kid. Here, this is a prime example. I was looking at this the other day. But if you look right here, oh my gosh, please. Right here, you can see that all of these shapes are coming from that section. And that's what I'm trying to get you to do, is realize that like all these shapes are coming from that. Same with his hair. All these shapes are starting here and they're coming outwards. And this is something that I need to practice too. Who's this troll over here? Get out of here, Steven. That's definitely a Steven face. But yeah, definitely. Let me pull it up one more time so I can kind of show you some other stuff too. So like, if his head, oops, I need that black color. If his head is that mask, let's say, like I was describing earlier, it's about this, like that kind of mask shape right here. Do you see how the ear, this part, and the corner of his eye line up? And then it's not direct because his head's like kind of tilted or something, but you could see that the space between his pupils are as wide as his mouth. And then if you look, his pupils here line up with his mouth as well. And then his head's tilted upwards like this, so his ears go down a little bit, which is a technique you'll learn later. But you can still see that like the corner of his eyes about right here, because they're circles, you know, you can't really put a corner on it. But his eyes are meant to be like this shape here, like this. So his corner's like right here, and it lines up with his ear right here. Technically you'd have an ear like over there, but it doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing. But that's an example for you in the Steven universe. But dang, that looked really good. I'm really happy for you. You're gonna get me all the likes. And 2 more subscribers. What the heck, dude? That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Jeez Louise. I was happy enough to get like the 1 extra subscriber the other night to make it 110. I was like, oh my gosh, that's great. Let's get it to 10 bargillion flillion likes and blillion subscribers. New mission. Oh yeah, he sells fries in Freibo. Yeah, that guy. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were gonna do more Lars posing. I don't necessarily dislike this pose, but the more I work on it, the more I wish I could do more with it. Oh, there we go. I didn't realize the 3-dimensional of this piece. So the cape isn't going to the side, it's coming back at us, and I think that's what I was missing. So these would start like pretty big and then they get smaller going in. Like this. There we go, that looks pretty nice. That's a pretty nice. I'm glad you guys recommended Steven Universe though, that's really cool. You know what movie is really funny? It's Madagascar. I love the penguins, they crack me up. Oh yeah. The story that I was talking about like 30 minutes ago that you guys cut me off with. So I had this this subscriber, which I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's young and he doesn't understand social construct, and so he's obsessed with I'm just gonna say a Pokemon, so you know he doesn't feel singled out. And he would always ask me to draw this Pokemon. And I'm like, yeah, you know, the first time he asked, sure, yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm having a bad day later. Like, streams later, he'll be like, oh, I'm having a bad day. You know what would be awesome is if you drew this Pokemon. And I'm like, oh, sorry, man, I can't. And he's like, oh, that's too bad. You know, there's really nothing that would make this day good unless you drew this Pokemon. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Like, I've already drawn it from, like, 2 or 3 times by this point over streams. You know, and he's like, oh, okay. And then he leaves, you know, he leaves the stream for the night, obviously showing that the only reason he came was to get that Pokemon drawn. And so I'm like, well, that's just like an obvious. So later there's a weather thing happening. Well, I'll just say it was during the hurricanes, and he's like, you know, those hurricanes were within region of messing, like, not destroying my house, but, you know, they almost passed by me. And I was like, oh, you know, that's cool. And he's like, oh, don't you care? And I was like, yeah, man, I'm glad you're safe. You know, that's good. And I was like, Naruto's going crazy with those Rasen shurikens over there, just messing around. He's like, are you making fun of hurricanes? What is wrong with you? You're such a bleep and a bleep. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, are you okay, man? He's like, you're just being a real jerk tonight. And he like left, and then after that he would come on to every single stream just to dislike, and then he would bring the other accounts that he had onto the stream to also dislike. So if you look at like some of my earlier videos, you'll see like this dislike rating of like 3 and 4 and then like 1 like. And I'm like, geez Louise, like, I kind of enjoy the fact that I have a crazy fan that's like out there. It's just so funny. Sits crisscross applesauce. Yes. Prepares for story. Oh, geez. Stories time circle. But yeah, that was a thing. Maybe I can cut this off. Oh, look at that. Heck yes. That looks sugoi. Sugoi desu ne. Can I do like something like this? Some more visual interest. Can I have it whip around? Because that would be super good if I can have it come like this. Yes, bring the eye back in. Pulls out popcorn. Oh, okay. I guess I can continue the story. That was basically it, but there is more to it that's pretty entertaining. So this guy, he because he has all these accounts, and I'm sure he has other friends on YouTube that he watches, he would come back and he would under these other names, and he'd be like, I ignored him for a little bit on like one night, and he was like trying to talk, I think, or something. It was a while ago, so it's hard to remember, but he's saying some stuff and I was just ignoring him, and I was like, you know, whatever. And then he came with another account, and he thought that I didn't know, but it's pretty obvious that it was him. And he asked some question, and I was like, oh, I'm well, all right. And he's like, fooled ya. I was this guy the whole time, and I was just seeing why you were ignoring me. What a jerk. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's pretty awesome. And so he would come on other accounts and be like, talking to my chat and be like, hey guys, do you think Pilferpup's, you know, content is good, or do you think, you know, blah blah blah's is better? And it would be like some other YouTuber, and I'm like, well, of course this is better. Like, they have all these fans, you know, they have like editors and all this stuff. And it was just so funny. I was like, geez Louise, guy, this guy's friggin' wild. This would work because it would allow me to have his leg down here somewhere. Does he have boots? I feel like he should have boots. So his legs go down like this. Sadly, his other leg's over here and you can't see it. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Toxic people. Yeah, basically. The problem is he wasn't necessarily like a bad person. Like he at the beginning he was like, I'm gonna let my friends know that you're streaming, and I was like, oh, that's really awesome. But I think he's just like one of those, he has a certain personality type that makes it so he doesn't necessarily perceive things as people, I don't want to say should in a social situation, but basically says like, this is the way things are, and you get like hung up on that concept, and it becomes like a negative emotion instead of just being like, oh, well, okay, I understand, you know, moving on. And that's just, you know, the kind of person he is, which is fine. You know, people are allowed to be weird or wrong. It's just a matter of like to what extent they are. It can't become like so negative that it hurts someone. That's the idea. Song's awesome. What would you say your gays? Hey, you gays! What would you say your guy's favorite game is? Your favorite vidya game? Someone commented on a post I made saying, boy, this is my art. And then I decide to reply, and we have the 8-comment long conversation before they give up and leave. I delete the comment afterwards. Yeah, that's probably the best way. I don't... They might have had like a similar idea in their piece, but unless... Even if you were to do like almost like a replication, As long as you don't trace over it, it's still technically your art. It's hard. There's no like real guidelines to when something is literally just copy pasted. Or maybe there is, I don't know. Terraria is very nice. I still think Terraria is honestly hands down like equivalently good of a video game as I would say like Final Fantasy VI or Zelda Link to the Past. Like those old Super Nintendo games, I would honestly say it's just as good as those, like all those masterfully made games from the past. It's just such a like well thought up, well-rounded. Every decision made in the game is like super perfect. It's so fun, and the more people you have, the more chaotic and just fun it becomes. There's so much adventure to be had in a way that like other game designers try and figure out how to do it and they just can't. It's so wild. There's a lot of people that just don't understand like what it takes to make a game actually replayably good. There's a reason why people will replay Super Nintendo and old Nintendo games, but not all these new games coming out for consoles, you know? It's like maybe like Skyrim is probably the last one that's come out that people are like, oh man, you know, I'm playing this still. When they announced Spyro, then Spyro Reignited or whatever, like people care more about that than like any other game coming out. And it's awesome. Working on Garnet, nice. Made some eyes, let me see. Read my question about, I'm sorry. Would be the richest person in the galaxy and not feel any emotion, or the happiest person with no money? Wait, what? Lars looking like a Batman with that Gucci cape. Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing because it's got all these angles in it. I do need it to just flow out of the screen, I think. It's too weird. Are you asking if I would be the richest person in the galaxy and not feel any emotion, or the happiest person with no money? Is that the question? Are you asking that I have to choose between those two things? Because I'm obviously the second one already. I'm a pretty happy person, not gonna lie. I've always been like a pretty joyful, energetic kind of guy, kind of dude. And the only thing that really brings me down is when I want to bring that joy to other people and they don't allow me to, because maybe it's my personality, I don't know. Maybe it's like I feel like they're almost like they've had negative experiences in the past and they presume before they like understand. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, you know, I don't make the most money. I make enough to get by and have like a little bit extra, and that's all I want. That's why, as an artist, I have no intention of working for a company, regardless how good I get, and regardless if they're like, oh, we'll offer you this, you know, all this money. Which at a certain point, I probably would be like, oh yeah, you know, I'll work for you guys for $10 million. But at the same time, it's like I have no intention of working on others' projects. That's not why I became an artist. I love my story that I've been writing. That's why I studied writing to begin with. So I wanna make sure that you guys get to experience this huge, beautiful world that I've been working on for like over a decade now, almost over 2 decades. Dang. You know, and let you guys see what happens when there's not money pulling something back from being fully realized. That is it. Even a really cool video game. Groovy. Nice. Let me see. Let me see what y'all got. Oh yeah, you said you. Oh yeah, I forgot to post this guy. I like this. This actually has like a really playful stance. It's almost like he's standing on his tippy toes. Right here with the other foot back like a dance. You almost have like this like dance, like a ballerina. If this was the butt and this was the body, the leg comes out and has like the tippy toes and then one leg back like this. With like an arm like this maybe. But yeah, that looks super cute. I actually really like that one. There's a really positive vibe coming from it. This what I'm be working on. I can make you a theme song though. You totally should. These eyes look really good. Let me see. I like what you did here. Did you do this and then cut away at it? Like that? This looks awesome. Not bad, not bad. I would try and only cut off one part of the eye itself as like moving forward with drawing your eyes. For example, let's see, because those look really good, but to refine it further I would do like have the circle and only cut off like one part. Oops, only one part of the eye. I'll look at your song right now, Max. Sorry, bud. Instead of both, so that way you have like, it'll give more expression, unless your expression is to do like something like this, like you know, like because either way, like most of the eye's gonna show, and in terms of a character you want to have the majority of the eye showing and only cut off a little bit of it. But those were really good. I liked it a lot. I don't want to blare people's ears, so I'm trying to figure out how I should play this. I'm worried it's gonna be like super loud or something. Can I click this and move it over here? Oh, that's actually not that bad. Hey, that's really good. Practice does make perfect. That's really cool. Very nice, Max. I do not read WebTube comics, or Corgly & Co. is a good comic they have. I have not seen that. Dang, that was really good, Max. Keep it up. This cape is a little too radical, I think. I'm gonna have to tone it down. So we'll get rid of this. I think a major part of that is because of this. I did like his leg coming through at the bottom. Maybe I'll make his cape kind of see-through a little bit because there's so much light over here. So I could be like, almost like this here. And then like this here. Then like this here. And let that body shine through his cape. That might be fun. And then have the cape come out, and then be like this a little bit. Maybe something like that. Next famous pianist. Watch your language. Gotta wash your mouth out with soap. It's an Animaniacs skit. It's really good. Yeah, there's no like, if I do it this way, the visual gets cut down too much. It's good to have that like extra up here. Maybe cut it down a little bit like this. I'm trying to make this like actually a really good piece, but it's that like little detail of where this bright color is, and then where this dark color is, which is him. And so you want it to like all flow together. And also I want his elbow to be like an actual corner, because it makes it really like kind of pull out like this. Something like this. How much did you say it would cost? For what? For a drawing tablet, it was $70. For what? What would cost? All those pictures of Miles in the Discord. Maybe if he's like a thinner dude. There we go. Maybe this will come out a little bit more, and then bring all this good stuff down here. I kind of like the idea of him doing that. It almost looks like he's on a canoe. Oh, jeez. Will wants a joke channel. Alright, you got it. Let me make that real quick. William's fantastical emporium of puns and funs. There we go. There you go, Will. Your joke channel. With a quote, "This is library." And that channel is just for Will to post his sillies and funnies. You're welcome. Oh, how much did you say it would cost for a print? I don't know. It'll probably be like 35 or 45. I haven't really decided on prices yet because I haven't actually printed it yet. I want to wait till I know what I have, because I have like a handful of Pokemon pieces, because that's a lot of what I do. I have a handful of Pilferpup pieces, and I'll probably do like 10 of each to see what sells. And then I have like 3 posters that I'm bringing, and then I'll probably do a handful of Steven Universe things. And I haven't decided what else I want to bring yet. This will be my first convention, so I'm not bringing a ton of stuff, but I am bringing, you know, a decent amount of stuff that I want to see how it does. I presume Steven Universe and Pokemon will be like a really big hit, but I don't I don't necessarily know if my stuff will sell at all. However, I do have a prime spot there, so that's pretty awesome, and it's free because making connections just as a human being is probably one of the most important things you can learn to do, and it's a matter of having like kind of a good attitude about everything. And just being like a really positive person is really nice. So my buddy that I work with, because he's like, oh, you're an artist, you should do conventions. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm good enough for that. And then he's like, oh, well, if you do decide to, I got a prime spot at San Japan. And I was like, oh, I'll think about it. So I'm like, I need to get into putting myself out there more, just as a person, you know, for whatever that may entail. And so, what's it called? So I'm going, I told him like, yeah, okay. So he runs a gladiators tournament at San Japan every single year. And because it's not in the artist alley, it's actually like in the front, and it's a huge hall, and there's a huge line to get in. So he's like, all right, well, I sell equipment for the thing, you know, I make like very specialized weapons for all this. And he's like, if you want, you can just set up at the table and sell while you're there, or while I'm there, or whatever, you know, and do that. So in Artist Alley, it's probably like $1,000 or more maybe for like a table, depending on where it's at. And so the closer to the front, because you're one of the first people that they see, I would presume, maybe it's something with the middle, I'm not sure, at any convention those cost a lot more. But because my table is in a prime spot that's not in the artist alley and also free, technically I'm making that much money plus more depending on what I sell. So I don't know. It'll be my first time, so I can't say too much on like whether any of this information's correct, but I'll definitely let you guys know how it goes. It's San Antonio, Texas. The tournament sounds super fun. I always see people go into those like all the time at anime conventions, so I'm pretty excited. I'm just really nervous and anxiety because like this, like streaming is pretty uncomfortable as a thing too for me, because I don't like putting myself out there for people to be like, oh, you know, you're not good enough. Oh, well, I'm still learning. Oh, well, too bad, because you've shown it and now I get to judge you. So to go to a convention where that's like the end all is like, oh no. Please don't hate me. Yeah, no, well, I mean, I'm sure there are cosplay contests there. At any anime convention, there's usually like a few, I presume, cosplay contests. Cosplay is pretty big at anime conventions, so that's cool. I should cosplay. My buddy's going, and he's gonna cosplay. I'll probably have him hang out a bit with me till I get a little more comfortable. A little more information than I'm comfortable with divulging about whatever concerning myself. Oh my gosh, this music's so loud. It shouldn't be that bad for you guys. I do like the design that I had on the back there. I think this is pretty good. Cut away at this. As you can tell, the difference between that and, let's say, like the beginning. Look at that. Like, it always looks good where you're at until you push it further and you're like, oh dang, look at how awesome, and like that energy of like these corners. So now there's this communication. Let's say I don't want to, if I touch on the history, it'll delete everything that I've done. But there's like this flow that goes through the piece that worked out a little bit, but it's not really like kind of meshed together. But then you show like this energy, and it's like these jagged corners, and it's communicating this idea of like really intense energy, like really radical, bruh. It's almost like Rockstar-esque. Made an art. It's not colored, but most art I make during a stream isn't that way. Anyways, I mean that's fine, because coloring and line art itself are two completely different beasts. So you should, when you practice one, I mean later you'll think about like the colors you want to use, but that's, since that's so separate, you just want to focus on honing that skill of like line art. And there's a lot of times I think like maybe I should stop doing line art and focus more on just like the painterly or like color work of my pieces. But because I'm doing both, the skills that I'm gonna have like moving forward, or the skills that I have moving forward, are gonna be like so grand and so absolutely awesome. Let's see what you did. Oh, this is really cool. I like this. It's a neat little character design. This song, the Taru Taru theme. This is a really cool design. I actually like this a lot. This is mine now. I'm stealing it. Too bad. I'm just kidding. I kind of want to draw this. Let's see what I can push this to be, if you don't mind, of course. Oops, that's the wrong color. Let's see. It's got like a, I presume this is like a mouth here. So I want to do it like this, and then he's got like almost a triangle shape. It goes down into some kind of neck, and then these horns, they go down and then back up. And you'll see that this line should be right here, so these horns should come up like here. This should be down here. Kind of more design there. And then let's say it goes like this right there, so this should come down like this, and this should be like right here. There we go. Now it looks like it's at an angle. Oh, unless that's the eye. Is that the eye? The big black dot in the middle? Check the Emporium. It is ready for release so far. Let me see. Oh my gosh, why are bananas good at not getting caught? They know how to split just in time. Bananas never caught. Yo, slip on the clues. Want to hear a joke about a pencil? Never mind, it is too dull. There's two O's in two, and the lesson with that is anytime it's more, it's TOO. So like excessive amounts equals, or extra amounts equals two O's instead of just the singular. Wow, that was on point. Don't erase that. Wow, you guys need to calm down. Don't redraw some of your dad punny puns, because I would sure split once he was starting. I'm sure. Am glad my name is Grad in D&D. I want to hear a joke about pizza. Never mind, it is too cheesy. Oh my gosh, you guys need to calm down. That's pretty funny then. Pretty silly. There's like I wonder if this is a horn back here, or maybe it goes like this. It has like something like this, maybe? Back here? This can go like this. I kind of like the idea that this is a mouth, but if it's an eye, I can always put just like the eye right there. Give him some shoulders and then those arms. Give him some like really weird looking shoulders. Triangles like that, and then it goes behind him. It's got like kind of a square chest. With a obviously a pocket. I like redrawing some of your guys' stuff in like my own style because you guys came up with this. Obviously, my brain can't because you guys came up with it. Your brain is wired to come up with stuff, mine is not. So by drawing other people's works and like your own, the way you perceive it, it teaches you to like have a different idea altogether. And I really like seeing like how you guys do this stuff. It's friggin' awesome. I like this pocket there. You clearly have an alien that also has a pocket. Unless this is a shirt and he's wearing pants. I'm too punny. I've only reached my 1% punny form. Mwahahaha. These fingers actually are really good. You don't realize, I don't think, how well you drew that hand. Maybe not this part, but thumbs, but the rest actually looks like really spot on. And it's because you have the different joints in there, going like this, and then it's overlaid by a finger going up, and then another finger going down. And so what you've done is made it like pretty visually interesting. You just need this thumb to come like back and then up like this. But otherwise that hand looks really good. It's got big old hands. His finger's a little bit bigger. Needs one more. It's got these big old hands. Back from taking the trash, I sent some progress of Garnet. Oh, awesome. Ha! Ha. Why are ghosts bad liars? You can see right through them. What did the zombie say to the skeleton? That's bananas. I don't know. What did he say to the skeleton? Oh my gosh, these doggo pics are so great. Dang, Garnet's looking pretty snazzy, not gonna lie. And you also did that rim lighting. Looking good. That's looking pretty solid, but I like it. So let's have this come in a little bit before it goes out. Like this, and then it's got 3 legs. his legs here. I like this stance right here with that one leg at. That's really cute. More. Where's the Saruda Baruda theme? It's such a calm song. Turn it up a little bit. I like this leg right here. I like this guy. He's cool. You did a good job with him. He's not as cute as yours, but he still, you know, still looks pretty good. Unless it's his eye, then he'll have like, meh, I'm an alien. Back from taking the blah. I genuinely looked at the Mountain Dew bottle X next to me and said, pretty neat, and drew something based on it, kinda. Oh, for this guy? Nice. That's awesome. Inspiration can literally come from anywhere. The best place is those things around you. So we have Lars. Ooh, look at him. He's looking pretty snazzy. I'm totally gonna show this off tomorrow. My work in progress of Lars. It's gonna be great. Be like, hey guys, look at all this cool stuff I did. Spoiler alert. And then they're gonna spoil Steve. Oh my gosh. I forgot about this. This is super cute. That's so That's so Steven. Oh my gosh, that's so Raven. Dang, I don't want to stop streaming, but I think this is a good place. This is a good place to stop. Thanks for joining, all. I really appreciate it. The stream ended up being really good, really cool, really chill, which is exactly what I needed. Today was a little wild, but I really enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being such good viewers and friends. I really appreciate your kind words and like that genuine energy you guys give off. So thanks. Have a great night.